You do the ones where you.
Sam, what would you like?
6. And possibly
On this one right here?
Yes.
Hey, 6 and 7, that's what I had.
Hey, no.
All right. So again, listen, actually, these questions right here are kind of tricky. So let's take a close look at them. Very common types of questions. So first of all, the radius of the circle is what? 18, agreed?
Agreed.
NK is 9. So let me find NK. So NK is 9. And then the measure of arc DE is 120. All right, so if the measure of arc DE is 120, I prefer that you put 60 and 60. All right, then it says that the radius is 18. Therefore, I would like for you to say that this part right here is 9. Do you agree?
Yes.
Right, and then we could say that NE is
18.
18.
And then,
Now, go ahead.
and H and HG are both
Yes. Now, I'm not sure why you think NH is 9.
Is it NG radius?
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Just watch, because it is a good problem. And yes, some of you guys who made an observation, you thought it was 9. You're probably correct. It is 9, but I don't want to just say it's 9. It says that NH is 9?
It says that the whole radius is 18, so it has to be 9.
NH has to be 9? I don't think so.
No, it doesn't. It could be
I could put it down here, seriously. And listen, shh, we could put it down there. Now it's no longer 9, right? All right. So again, it's a good observation, and you're probably correct. It is 9. All right. But obviously, we'd want to know exactly why it's 9. So this had to play a part in that. All right. Why is that important? Because
it's a central angle.
that's correct. So please look right here now. Because that's 60, I know that this is 60, which creates this 30, which now has a 30, 60, 90 term.
That's what I did.
Perfect. Listen, again, that's what you need to do. So again, those of you guys who just said it was 9 because it's probably 9, you're correct. All right, but we still need a reason why. And everything, when you take a standardized test, you have to use the information. All right, so in this case, the central angle has to be 60, which creates a 30, 60, 90. So opposite the 30 is half the hypotenuse. So half of 18 is 9. And then this right here becomes 9 radical 3. Then that's 9 radical 3. All right? Because I'm just using the rules for the 30, 60, 90 rules. All right, now let's see if we can answer the questions now. HNE, we already said that now is 60 degrees, right? And then HEN, we said had to be then 30 degrees. And then segment HN had to be 9. I think they should have put in HE also. What? Quick.
And if NH and NK were equal, then XK would also be 9 radical 3?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. That is true.
All
right.
Yeah.
Go.
Just for 11, just checking. Would it be AC or arc AC and arc EP?
Yes.
For which one?
Yes.
11?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You confident with that?
Yeah.
All right. Now, listen. Again, guys, I just want to remind you, all right, this weekend, I don't put a lot of pressure on you over the weekend. All right, but those of you guys who are not doing well, it is a good idea to review all of these notes, kind of. All right, because honestly, the exam is nothing more than just remembering the facts. All right, it's a lot different. All right, and again, we're going to have a test on Friday, and I'm leaving out one section. All right, and then we're going to pick that section up in the next chapter. All right, because I can't wait another week before I give you another evaluation. So again, I keep trying to tell you guys, if you know some of you guys are in the B range and you know you want to be in an A range, well, you got to continue to work, right? And again, you know I'm going to work with you on the problems in class. All right, and some of you guys, well, you know, maybe I'm not going to try because he's just going to tell me tomorrow. That's not what you should be doing. I'm not saying it's easy, all right? Just because. It's not easy if you don't do the work. All right? All of these problems have patterns to it. And you have to see the patterns. And once you see the patterns, it's easier. Now, in my opinion, next month, you're probably not going to remember the rules for circles. All right? But everybody should have the ability to look the rules up real quick and figure it out. Because it's not that difficult. All right? Chapter 10, for whatever reason, is harder for some kids because there's just a whole bunch of rules to remember. All right? So when you take the test, if you haven't practiced the rules, all right, I'm not giving you the rules on the test. You have to remember all the rules. All right? So please get busy. All right? Make sure that you are practicing appropriately. All right? Now, for today's lesson. All right? Yes, flip to 10.4 so I can show you the rules real quick. Very, very simple. All right? We had what's referred to as a central angle, and now we have something called an inscribed angle. Now, what an inscribed angle is the vertex is actually on the circle. The vertex is actually on the circle. All right? So now, look up on the board so I can try to teach you how you can remember this. If I said D, G, F, and I ask you to compare that to D, E, F, what is true? Which one's larger? Does everybody agree the central angle is larger? All right? So it just so happens that the inscribed angle is half of the central angle. All right? So if I said this right here was 80 degrees, the central angle is still what? 80 degrees, but the inscribed angle is what? The inscribed angle is 40 degrees. All right? It's that simple. It's that simple. Now watch how cool this is. If I come over here and I draw from here to here, and I draw from there to there, what's true about that angle? It's 40. Very good. If I go from here to here, and then from here to here, what's that angle? 40 degrees. All right? So a long time ago, the people who figured this out, that's how they used to actually draw right angles. All right? How they drew a right angle without the instruments was they drew a circle, and then they knew what the diameter was. And then they could mark any point on the circle and draw that. And what's that angle? 90 degrees. Why is it 90? Nope. Because the arc here is how many degrees? 180. So this angle right here has to be what?
Half of the arc.
Has to be half of the intersected arc. All right? So it doesn't matter where you put, all right, the point on the circle. If you draw a line to the diameter, that creates a what? A 90-degree angle. All right? So again, the inscribed angle is always half of the intercepted arc. All right? So for number one, arc AC would be what?
No, 72.
Very good, 72 degrees. All right? Angle,
31.
31 degrees. Perfect. All right? QSR would be how much? QSR, come on.
226.
226.
And will we be able to like draw that triangle in it? Like draw from Q to the S to the R.
I'm not sure what.
He means like at the beginning, probably when we did through the other angle, like can we do that?
I don't care what you do. All right. Now, here we go, right here. What's true about angle T and angle W? They are, in fact, equal. They are equal because they intercept what? the same arc. They intercept the same arc. Everybody okay with that? All right. And U and V must be the same. All right. So angle U is how much? 30.
Is there any rule that like shows that all of them add up to some sort of angle?
Well, just let me get through these problems. I promise I'll answer all the questions. These will take care of it. All right. So now don't just solve for x, right? So x was what?
5.
X was 5, so it became 19 degrees. Everybody good with that? All right. Question 6. Angle A is congruent to angle what? Angle A is congruent to angle D. Is everybody with me on that? Angle A is congruent to angle D. All right. So we say y is equal to what? Y is equal to 10. So A is what? 58. All right. Angle C. So give me what x equals, please. Mental math. Come on. X equals what? 8. Do you agree? So then angle C would be 45 degrees. Well, I don't want you to make the mistake of saying A is equal to B.
Well, like, that's what I'm saying. Like,
But you can solve these equations using a system of equations as well. But you're right. All right, if I didn't have a clue, I would just say those are equal. But you have a clue now. They intercept the same arc. Because they intercept the same arc, the angle must be equal. Right. All right. Now, oh yeah, here's the other one that's kind of important or kind of nice. All right, so let's look here. And we could show you this, but if you have an inscribed quadrilateral, the opposite angles are always supplementary. Are we hearing? Always. Inscribed quadrilateral, the opposite angles are always supplementary. So if I said this is 100, this over here would be 80. If I said this was 60, this over here would be what? 120. All right. Now, hopefully you understand why, because essentially you're dividing the circle in half, correct? All right. But anyway, just remember, the opposite sides or the opposite angles of an inscribed quadrilateral must be supplementary. Right? Yes, that's how we know.
A and C would be equal, or A would be A and C would be equal.
What?
For the one to the left would be A and C, for the one to the
Those would be 90 for sure. Does everybody understand what I mean by they kind of cut it? Right? All right. All right, so here we go. Let's go down the problems real quick. So angle Y has to be how much? 90. Does everybody agree with that? So that means x plus 12 and x have to add up to what? 90. All right, so let's do the mental math. 2x equals what? 78. So x equals 39. Come on, guys, practice your mental math. X equals 39. You need to be able to do that next year when you go. Is everybody okay with that? 2x plus 12 equals 90. So subtract, divide by 2. So angle W was what? 51. And if you notice, 51 plus 39 is 90. All right?
Oh, you
Well,
subtracted it.
all right. So let's take a look at the next one. So angle S has to be how much?
90.
90. So now we have what? 6x minus 6 equals 90. Now, I keep showing you guys this, but I just want to make sure you guys are with me. I divide by 6. So I have x minus 1 equals what?
X equals
Right?
X equals 16.
X equals 16. All right. And so angle T would be
58.
58.
Come on, guys.
Angle T is 58.
Yeah.
Angle T is definitely 58.
And then angle R is
32.
Thank you. All right, over here.
X equals 50, so
Wow.
measure.
We don't even have to solve for x, really.
70.
Angle R would just be what?
Yeah, angle R, so because
It's
it's
not-
that's the supplementary quadrilateral.
Angle R would be what?
19.
2x equals
You guys are killing me. 105.
180.
I don't care what x is. They don't say solve for x, right?
Yeah, because it's the quadrilateral.
X is 70.
And s would have to be 7. Is everybody good on this now? Does everybody understand that? Kind of throwing you off a little bit by throwing the x's in there. The x's are not important.
Oh, can you explain?
Yeah, because the opposite angles of an inscribed quadrilateral are always supplementary. So angle S plus angle Q have to equal 180. Now the reason why I didn't bother you with x is because I don't need x. They're asking you for specifically angle S.
So,
So S has to be 180 minus 110, which is 70.
I thought you just said the opposite angle.
I did not say that. I said the opposite angles of an inscribed quadrilateral are supplementary. Hey, come on in. Join the party.
Hey.
Join the
Look at this
party.
crowd.
Oh, yeah.
Back of the